Hey everyone, Nubkeks here, and welcome back to our road to Grandmaster. And we are playing once again on Dragonshire. I think the last episode I brought you was on Dragonshire, so this one should be pretty cool. Get a bit of a different perspective on it. Last time we were playing Falstad. In this game, I think we're going to end up on a warrior ourselves. Anyway, pretty cool to see on the enemy team. They've got Guardsman Bob. Always fun to play against him. He's been a streamer for many years. I think he's a professional online poker player, if I'm not incorrect. But yeah, I used to watch him streaming League of Legends back in the day, back when I first started playing MOBAs. Probably like 5 or 6 years ago now. It's a long time ago. But yeah, I don't know. If any of you guys who are old school League of Legends fans and watch Guardsman Bob, there you go. He plays Heroes of the Storm now. So we have run into him from time to time. Usually a couple of games or so every season, so that's always good fun. But here we are. Anyway, first band's coming out. We actually have Murden, ETC banned away, and then Malfurion is banned away as well. So this leaves open a very clear, I would say, Murden pick as being a pretty obvious choice to go for overall. But we shall see. I don't think we end up taking Murden, and I don't quite remember why, but we'll explain why as we go into the draft. Time is ticking down on Guardsman Bob. We'll see what he's going to pick up. Interesting. But yes, like I was kind of saying and thinking, I think I remember why now, actually. I'll explain when we get there. But yeah, it's one of the things, like I mentioned at the end of the last video, we did end up at a demotion game, and I didn't bring you that because it was absolutely terrible. We did actually get demoted back into Diamond 1. So this is a game at Diamond 1 level. However, I don't know how to present that then in terms of Road to Grandmaster, because we're kind of going backwards. So I don't know if I should do these as like a separate turn of videos until we get back up. We have, by the way, in the meantime, I did get promoted back up again, so we're exactly where we left off. But I don't know whether to still put these out as like Road to Grandmaster type videos, or yeah, it's just one of those tough things, you know, because we reached Master. Do I put this one out even because it's Diamond as a Road to Grandmaster? I think I will. Or do I like put it up as like a separate video just looking at a particular hero and it just happens to be a ranked game? Or what do I do? I'm not really sure what way to approach it. And I'm kind of considering maybe redoing the Road to Grandmaster series next season. I'm not sure entirely. But here we go. We're making some kind of interesting choices as our team picks up Li Ming and Alarak, two excellent picks. I think one of the top range damage dealers, one of the top melee assassins. Really nice choices overall. The enemy team has actually got both of their warriors already with Johanna and with a Dahaka. Again, kind of unusual to pick the Johanna. Obviously, they want more wave clear. I'm obviously hovering the Murd, and that's the obvious choice, like I said. Our friend on the last pick, Barbarossa, is showing a master skin on Tychus. I'm actually not that good at Tychus, or I don't have much experience on Tychus. So look, if this guy's a master skin Tychus player, there's fair chances he's going to be better than me. I don't know, but we'll give him the benefit of the doubt and let him pick it. He wants to pick it, so fire away, I say. Yeah, the enemy team has picked up Oriel. They picked up their support. They picked up their warrior and then their second warrior. And kind of a nice choice. The global presence on Dahaka is quite nice. We ban away the Falach remove, so it's one of the top sort of sustained damage dealers in the game. We don't have a lot that can punish that. And that is why we don't end up taking the Murder. And the enemy team actually bans it away because, of course, I got mixed up in the initial thing. We are like the second team, so I didn't actually get to pick my hero until the second half of the draft. So they actually get to ban ETC and Murden. Kind of surprising they didn't pick it, but they clearly wanted the wave clear of Johanna. She's pretty good on Dragonshire for those rotations and maintaining that sort of vision and stuff. I think Murden might be a little bit better, but nothing wrong with Johanna here. We're kind of reduced then to sort of the tier 2 of warriors, so I go for the Tyrael in this case. I just felt like Tyrael would be a pretty decent choice. And they don't have a super aggressive team. Out of all the sort of the lesser tier warriors that are left, I felt like this was the one that made the most sense, considering they've got this like hefty tanky front line with the Dahaka and stuff like that. And it should be pretty easy to get good sanctifications off, and in fact might not even go with sanctification in this game, because it's not really looking like a very sank type game, as I think I mentioned. Oh, maybe now, but as I mentioned in the last game, where we were kind of considering picking up a Tyrael with an Alarak, I was kind of going, they don't really synergize very well together. It's not like a Tyrael with a Grey main. So yeah, Tyrael doesn't synergize super well with the Alarak. But oh well. So this guy's asking another tank or Tychus. I think definitely Tychus. We already have a double front line. So I think Tychus makes the most sense. Tychus is going to be able to do a lot of damage to Johanna, a lot of damage to Dahaka. Could be pretty difficult. I really like their Lunara pick. I think that's really good. They've got a pretty cool composition. They've got a very hard pushing team comp, and we don't have a ton of wave clear to stop them. But basically, they've got a Dahaka who can kind of split off. He can get anywhere with his global, and he's very good at clearing out waves. Johanna, very good at clearing waves as well. Then they've got Lunara, who does tons of structural damage and siege damage. They've got Sylvanas, who can push like there's no tomorrow. So they've got a pretty crazy pushing composition. The Lunara pick also, I think that's probably the best pick left for them in the game. Maybe Gul'dan, but like they needed damage. They're super low on damage overall. The Lunara works fantastically. It's just tons of sustained damage comes out from Lunara. That's going to empower the Oriel, who's kind of sitting there looking, going, oh, this could be awkward. I might not get much energy this game. It could be pretty bad. Lunara fixes that problem. Basically goes, okay, stick your crown on me. You're going to have unlimited energy effectively for this game. I mean, like, Dahaka can do a lot of damage, but we don't exactly have a team that Dahaka can punish very well. Alarak doesn't, like, hard engage, typically speaking. Then we got a bunch of ranged heroes, and then a Tyrael, who again is very mobile. So they don't have a ton of heroes for Dahaka to really stack that W damage on. So it should be interesting. Now, looking at the compositions, excuse me, joking just a little bit on a digestive biscuit of all things. I was considering Sanctification, looking at the compositions. It doesn't work very well with our team. And it doesn't work amazingly against the enemy team. But it's not awful. It can cleanse off Sylvanas' silence. So if you walk into Sanctification, it removes the silence from Sylvanas' Wailing Arrow. It also removes the poison from Lunara, and it will protect us from like a Dahaka going ham inside our team. So it's definitely an option, but it's not necessarily the best option. I think I actually go for Judgement in this game. In fact, yeah, I'm almost certain I go for Judgement in this game. I'm kind of remembering now, and I'm pretty sure I do. So this would be pretty cool. I normally speak out against a Judgement Tyrael, but it's one of those situations where we were locked out of better warriors. And we just, you know, it's not really a great comp on our side for Sank. It's okay. It's certainly not bad. It's okay, but I figured, you know what? Judgement could actually get some pretty decent value here. You know, with the Alarak, with the Li Ming, that's quite a lot of pick potential. So I might go for that, and that could work pretty well. We'll see. You can see I was considering my level 1 options. Regen Master's never awful. Purge Evil's also very nice. But for Solo Warrior, Tyrael's a bit more unusual. That's more so in the Bruiser role. I'm kind of looking at the team comps and thinking, you know, I might die. I'm definitely the one who's gonna die first, because we've got like 3 heroes that are kind of, all the other heroes are mostly in the back line. I gotta tank up an awful lot here at the front. I actually go for even in death, just purely to do a little bit extra damage. That's kind of the plan. Nice pick by the team, and oh, Sylvanas gets exploded, slowed down by Eldritch Smite, and beautiful work by the teammates. Boom. That is pretty much the best way your level 1 could possibly, well, apart from like wiping the whole team for nothing wrong, but you know, realistically, that's the best level 1 you're gonna have. Let's be honest here. It's poking, doing a bit of damage to this Lunara, but Oriel is there with heals to try and get her back up. Li Ming, beautiful placement on the orb, actually finishes off all those minions. I'm going to rotate down towards the bottom, start soaking that up as they clear out that. Very difficult to push in on this team. They've got a lot of wave clear, they've got a lot of deep push and defensiveness, so not going to achieve too much with that. Sylvanas just dashing past us. See ya. Nice to see you. Goodbye. I'm considering maybe catching Lunara out if she doesn't pay attention, but she backs off pretty well. Nicely done by her. Hello, Oriel. Oriel gets a little bit caught out. Gonna try follow up on her, but nice done by her, and she's able to walk it away. Her teammates are there to back her up. Gonna give a bit of a shield to Li Ming. Throw down a smite to give myself a damage boost and help us sort of engage or re-engage, disengage, any kind of gauges that we want. Nice work, our team. You can see going really aggressive. I'm loving this team so far. It's like the enemy team is all here, and we're just going, yeah, you know what? We can pull this off. Right? It's a Johanna, it's an Oriel, and a Sylvanas. Their damage output's really low. So Alarak and Li Ming, even on low health, and me, we're just like, alright, you know what? We're going for the Oriel. We're just going to dive in, and we do, and it works out. Thought really high level play from our teammates in this game. It was really a pleasure so far. We'll see how it goes, but so far in the game it's been a pleasure to play. These guys are really on point. It was like I said, for that demotion game we had before, it was painful. I was playing Muradin in that game, I was tanking. We had a Li Ming and a Vala. I did as much damage as the Li Ming and the Vala in that game, which is just insane. How do you do that much on a full tank Muradin? So yeah, kind of interesting in that game, which is a master level game. In this game it's a diamond level game, yet still it's a high level diamond game, one of the highest I think you probably get, and our teammates are playing out of their minds. Literally probably about 5 times as good as the teammates I had in that other game, I would say so far. To give it Not exaggerated estimate. I think it's actually pretty close. Now, tough to decide what to do with this Dragonite here. Want to put pressure on the top or the middle because our teammates are pushing down bottom. Using our Q here, the Dragon's Breath, to clear out the waves. Going to punt Lunara away, just get rid of her. Do some damage to Dahaka. Breathe some fire as well, get some damage down on them, and just start working away at this. We only have a few seconds left on the Dragonite, so at this point I went, oh shit, I kind of wasted a little bit of time being a bit too sort of patient and passive. Let's actually just go in and start getting some damage down right now. So we're actually going to walk away at like 40% health by the time this expires. So we could have been a bit more aggressive. It was one of those difficult things where we were kind of split pushing away from that. And they had a Dahaka and a Lunara, both which kind of shred the Dragonite pretty quickly. So we had to be careful in terms of how we were going to do it. Lunara is low, so we can continue to put pressure here. Scare her away. Main goal here just being to take out the healing fountain, and we do. This is going to make it much easier to control that top shrine. No healing fountain means they're going to be vulnerable. They're not going to have a fountain to run back to and tap, whereas we will, so that's going to work out pretty well for us. Just again, jump in, do a chunk of damage to Lunara. Obviously, if we had that level 1 smite talent, it would do even more. We're still able to exploit that a little bit. I think I pick up Reciprocate here at level 7, so our shield, when it explodes, is going to do some AoE damage. There we go, going to try hunt down this Lunara. There we go, not too bad. Catching her with some of that, trying to get in with the Reciprocate damage. I don't think it quite hit, but still able to do nice damage to her, pressure her off, and just get her off this point. So this sort of 1v1 lane working out in our favour thanks to Lunara starting with much lower health than we did. She's actually backed up middle at this stage. By the fact that Tychus is giving everyone a heart, I assume that he's very happy with how the team is playing as well. And no complaints. Nice tongue from Dahaka actually. You can see he's doing a lot of damage to me. With 1 W and 1 tongue, he brings me down to about half health. Gonna clear that out and kind of back up. Li Ming's actually coming around. I'm going to throw this out on Dahaka, just get some damage down on him. Very nice, Li Ming doing this. Looks like our Reciprocate's going to wear off just in time, trying to body block this Dahaka. Unfortunately, he does pop his W, which means that he's able to simply walk through the minions, so we back it off. Most other warriors, or most other heroes in fact, would have been dead from the body blocking, but unable to body block him, he does get to walk it away, spending a lot of his essence as well to heal himself up. But that's okay. We've got good control of the top lane now though. Dahaka's got no essence really left. Myself and Li Ming are here. We got this pushed up nicely. Gonna be able to take this top shrine pretty easily, and then rotate around to start putting pressure on the rest of the map. Take the top shrine. Got an Eldritch in here. Just clear out this wave with the Li Ming. Boom, it's cleared. Now we're gonna be able to rotate down and make stuff happen. We can hear the Dahaka erupting here. Not quite sure where. It would be nice to try to get a pick on him. Okay, we see he's down to the bottom right. That's cool. That means rotate towards the middle. They're actually not defending this half as well as I thought they would, so I was kind of going, wait, you know what? We can actually just grab the Dragonite. They're having a huge team fight down bottom. Dahaka went in, but didn't get anything done. His position just wasn't good enough. So this is actually really good for us. We can just come in here aggressively. Once again, just going very much more aggressive with the Dragonite here this time around. Just tanking up this fort, but getting some nice damage down on it. Zoning out Lunara with that. And Alarak, nice work, comes in, picks her off. Lunara being too aggressive, not respecting the damage of Dragonite, and then Alarak playing it well. But yeah, I'm not going to have this Dragonite run out with still a bunch of health remaining in that left. I do punch Johanna back. I'm not sure if that actually helped or harmed our team though. That maybe wasn't the best one. No, she's just running away, so it didn't actually matter too much. But the enemy team played it well, and they get some damage down. So we get a fort off the second Dragonite. Again, this is very early. Sometimes you have a game, you don't even get a Dragonite before level 7. This is the second one before level 7. You can see very much considering the heroic options right here. Gonna punch someone away. Not really looking to do too much. I am Tyrael, so I'll be able to escape no problem. Was hoping to get like another Q down before we left, but no worries. Just gonna speed out of there with our smite and the movement speed boost it gives us. And yes, I'm actually gonna grab Judgement this time around. Li Ming has arrived, so I'm thinking, hey, let's go hard in this. Poor old Sylvanas, and down she goes. Li Ming landing a nice, was it Orb or Magic Missile? Didn't quite pay attention, but we pick her off with the Tyrael damage as well. So nice work by Li Ming, and that's what I kind of figured in this game was Sylvanas, Lunara. They've got a few very squishy heroes that are quite vulnerable actually to being picked off by Judgement. And I was just a huge fan of Li Ming so far. I was kind of going, you know what? This Li Ming is on point. I feel like that she will follow up and synergize well with me when I do Judgement. I trust her to hit her stuff, to be ready to follow and to hit her stuff. I was just like, I like her. So I trust her. I think it's going to work well if I pick Judgement. We'll see how it goes. Got 1 kill off it so far, so can't complain about that. Hopefully the lack of sanctification doesn't bite us in the ass for some more of these teamfights later on. We shall see exactly how it pans out. And we're sort of backing off here. Looks like there's a teamfight going down the middle, so I want to get up for that. Have Judgement up in 14 seconds, which would be pretty nice. Li Ming running away with very low health. The whole enemy team is there. Lunara has gone very low. Gonna go in, pick her off there with a Q into an E combo. She'd once again overstayed her welcome a little bit, getting a bit greedy, trying to fit off some picks right there. The Sylvanas actually running to the left and then zipping away again. Throws out the Wailing Arrow, just getting nervous, getting a bit scared. Li Ming saying, wow, thank you. Being saved by the teammates, and then us picking up the kill on the back of that. I think she'd assumed she was dead from the enemy team rotating around to her, but we managed to turn it into quite a solid win, so no complaints overall. We hear Dahaka is erupting nearby. Need to be cautious of that. Gonna back it up, nice speed boost. We picked up Swift Retribution, by the way, at level 4, which is making our Smite movement speed bonus really nice indeed. This Oriel is a little bit out of position. We go in here. Gonna try burst her down. Nice shots by Li Ming, but the Crystal Aegis does save the Oriel from that damage. Now just retreating away a bit from this team fight. Alarak in a bit of a tough spot, but we do get the speed boost down on him. Looks like he might go down. We get the shield down on him as well. Unfortunately, he does just about go down. We tried our best to save him. Li Ming going after the Sylvanas to the bottom right. Don't know if she can get her. She does actually get her, but the whole enemy team is collapsing upon her. But she gets another kill actually with her E. Nice resets. We go in on Lunara. Lunara trying to escape, but once again we've got her. We've got the speed from Swift Retribution, and we pick up the Lunara kill to the bottom right. I think Lunara kind of focusing on the Li Ming to the right hand side, but my god, this Li Ming is playing out of her mind, and it's just opening up so many opportunities around the map for us to take advantage of and to exploit. I'm being a little bit scared here because the enemy team is nearby. Now I'm confident that I can escape from most things. Not too scared really. Actually, with Brightwing teleporting in, we can kind of turn this around and get some damage down on poor old Guardsman Bob here, who needs to retreat. I was planning to Hearthstone, but actually, with the sort of position we have on the map, we're going to just be able to escape. There's the silence on Li Ming there. I think they popped a panic Wailing Arrow once again to try to stop her from just wrecking their face. It's really, really cool to see. And there you go. But yeah, I think Lunara was looking at her teammates dying and didn't quite realize that I was there and that I could just solo her out with my abilities. Which Swift Retribution level 4 definitely helping with punishing Lunara. That extra movement speed and the longer movement speed really helps with that. I'm actually going in on Lunara. Unfortunately, the Judgement speed and cast range didn't quite work out in our favor right there, so we weren't actually able to get the kill. But oh well. Our vision is kind of impeded, but with Brightwing coming in, fairly confident. Got a Hearthstone at this stage because I have no mana. I've got nothing. We could run back and tap a well, but I think it's going to be better for our team if we just Hearthstone, come back in with full health, full mana, and then arrive at the end of sort of the Dragon Knight push to try and make something happen. Dragon Knight just getting the last bit of value in those last few seconds. Slightly misplacing the Q there, could have hit the tower and taken that out, so that's a bit of a loss, but not a huge loss. Enemy team still hasn't quite got level 13, they'll probably get it now. Okay, so they've got level 13 talents now, equal talent tiers once again. Li Ming saying that she's gone back. So decent push off that Dragon Knight. Once again, still very early in the game, but all their forts are down. We've had some good work on their keep walls, which is really nice as well. Just going to burst through this siege camp, get that pushing. It's not going to do much. This isn't going to do much, but still, nice to take it. At least to have something to take, I suppose. Finish off that Lunara Wisp. There you go. We kind of see we're looking at invading the Bruisers. I'm not sure what Tychus is doing. Tychus is apparently attempting to solo our Bruisers. I'm sure that's not going very well. Dahaka taking a bit of damage. Teammates getting some nice poke down. Looking for more. If Tychus was here, we could invade, but unfortunately he's not. He took the Bruisers. Well, okay, he took the Bruisers. So, you know, that's something, I guess. We delayed them and we took our Bruisers. That's not bad. Good to know about Tychus, he can take the Bruiser solo. I'm sure he was almost dead at the end of it. It would have been nice to actually page that over and take a real look, but we didn't quite catch it. Enemy team, and we're a little bit split here, and the whole enemy team is here. Tychus has gone bottom lane to try to do that. He's getting a bit of poke down on this Lunara, just trying to do some damage to her. I felt like the enemy team was fairly split up. I feel like maybe a teammate slightly overcommitted. Oh, I might die here now, actually. That was a good tongue from Dahaka. Yeah, that's definitely me dead. Overcommitment by me, considering Tychus was down bottom. Thought I could do more damage to Lunara than was possible. Our teammate's doing pretty well though in the fight. Li Ming finishing that off with a basic attack and teleporting out. So it ends up being a 1-for-1, which is not too bad. Over-aggression from me. And then their teammates following us in on a nice hook from Dahaka. We got caught in a bit of an awkward spot. Oh well, nice work by Alarak. Just annihilates Lunara. And then Tychus comes in and annihilates Dahaka. Well played. I have to 100% agree with the Li Ming in this game. Our team is playing phenomenally well. Feels like a very mismatched game so far. Level 17 to just about level 15 on the enemy team. I'm going to go up top, try grab the top shrine, letting my teammates know that I'm going to go do that. Tychus looks like he's going to come up as well, which is perfectly fine. And it actually looks like we can see on the minimap, we've got pretty good vision. The enemy team isn't actually rotating around, so this is a good opportunity for me to come in and grab the Dragon Knight. I feel like probably for our team, I'm probably the best target to have inside the Dragon Knight. Tychus is just too valuable not to put in. The Li Ming is playing too well. Alarak is playing very well too. I think he'd be another option that would work decently well. But I feel like when you look at all the options, I think that this is the best one. Savannah's actually getting annihilated. I think in the top lane that was. Didn't quite catch it. We're putting on some hurting here. Try to punt people away, but keep getting interrupted by the condemn. Feels bad, man. Condemn value, stopping the Dragon Knight punt. If we punt a Haka away, that's pretty much the best thing. He's got no mount, so he has to literally waddle his way back with no extra movement speed to this team fight. So it's going to take him a long time to get back in position, and the keep goes down, which is pretty nice. Dragon Knight in half HP. We're only 13 minutes, well, just about 14 minutes into the game. It's still a pretty early Dragon Knight. Once again, trying to punt a Haka away. He actually uses his burrow, and that's a pretty long cooldown. At this stage, I'm basically going to use the end of this to just try to get some damage down these gates. Basically, get as much XP as possible to get to level 20 as early as possible, with as much distance between us and the enemy team. Ha! Condemn denied! You're not going to condemn us out of the punt this time. We're going to get you. And that's fine. Going to fire off one last Q just to clear some minions as the Dragon Knight expires. And then we can continue this push a little bit onto this keep. Could be a bit gnarly. Big silence coming in from the Sylvanas. Right wing going very low. Emerald Winds does come out. We kind of split them up a little bit with Eldruins and then fire off Judgement just to pick off Sylvanas, who goes deep. And that's 3 kills for us, which is pretty fantastic. Tychus is on the keep, which is a little bit risky. Throwing down Swift Retribution there for our teammates just to speed them up a little bit. Zahaka doing a pretty smart thing, trying to split up the minion wave to just delay it getting there. So I go, just zone him off, come back around, pop the shield on our teammates to try to keep them alive, dive in on top of the Oriole. Li Ming follows up with some beautiful moves, pick up 2 kills. Oh, such good Li Ming play. And we're able to push in on the keep and take it down. I just think that's just beautiful, you know? You go for that pick off, you go for that pressure with the Tyrael, and then she follows up just confident, knowing the limits of the enemy team with the heroes that they had still alive in the positioning, knowing that she could go in there and pick that off. You know, a lot of Li Ming players would not go in that aggressively and pick that off, but this one did. So really well played. We're able to pick that off. And the core is going down. That's going to be game. GG, well played. Easy, says Brightwing, and indeed that was easy. That's one of the stompiest games we've had. It's not like the enemy team played terribly. They played okay, but it's just our team played so much better. Everyone on the team just stepping up and playing amazingly. I think a very well-earned MVP from Li Ming. She played out of her mind. That's probably the best Li Ming play I've seen. Probably ever in Hero League even. It's really, really good Li Ming play. Now, to be fair, everyone was playing very well, so that helped, you know. That definitely helps. You know, I think I played a very good Tyrael game. Apart from that one sort of misplay that ended up with our death, played a very good Tyrael game. I think our Alarak played excellently as well. Tychus, I think, did a pretty good job too. But yeah, on Brightwing as well. Like, everyone stepped up and did their job. But you can see Li Ming, 62,000 hero damage. Alarak was next with 38,000. She's a good bit ahead. There are the talent builds, by the way. With Even in Death, which didn't actually get much value at all. In fact, it got no value in this game, so that was a waste of talent. But oh well. The Judgement worked out very well, I think. Then the Imposing Will and the Holy Crown. You can see we died 1 time during the match. Average of 6.8. That's a pretty bad average. Whoops. Oh well. It could be worse, right? I don't know. I think I've had a couple of really good Tyrael games, and obviously a couple of really bad Tyrael games. Or I don't know. But 6.8, that's pretty high. That is pretty high. But there you go. I think a fun game. And just seeing the power of good players all comboing together. And yeah, it just worked out so much better for us. We were just running circles around them. And I personally found it so interesting. After getting demoted, because I had a Li Ming who basically, I was like playing the game going like, I feel like this person has never played Li Ming before, they suck. I out-damaged her on a Muradin, and then to come and see Li Ming played like that, you know, in a Diamond 1 game, after being demoted, it's like, you would expect that the better Li Ming player would be in the Master level game where you're fighting for your place in Master League. No. This Li Ming was literally like probably 5 times. I don't know how exactly how to quantify it, but twice as good at the hero, 3 times as good, maybe even 4 times. Like that's a huge skill differential. I'd say that's something a lot like, obviously you can't see the other Li Ming who's in that game, but I would say it would be something along the lines of like a silver player as opposed to like a diamond player. It would be a pretty huge difference, like pretty huge difference. And I was like, it is just crazy that is the kind of difference that you can experience even at like some of the highest levels of Hero League. But there you go, guys. It was a pretty nice game. Give it a thumbs up if you enjoyed that one. Pretty cool. Everything working out in our favor. And I got to see some Judgement Tyrael. I don't normally think it was good, but we were just kind of stripped of our other options, and then I figured our teammates were good enough to capitalize on the Judgement that it'd be worth taking. And I think apart from that one time where I messed up, I think apart from that one time it worked out really well in the end. I don't think Sanctification was that necessary. And there you go, Judgement Tyrael. Nubkeks approves. Sometimes. I'll see you all next time, guys. Bye bye.